Hi everyone, it's Anne. Welcome to my channel, Head Trip Creations, where I create mixed media portrait art. I really enjoy doing this earthy, stylish gal. Can't wait to show you how I did it. The video will start now. Enjoy. So here, starting with an 8 by 10 canvas panel and a #2 pencil, I am mapping out her hair, her face, and her features, and you'll notice that her hair is not as big as she ended up having it. You can see in the picture in the inset. And I even did things like started her on a semi-profile, which is not my strong suit, and even did the suggestion of a flower on the side of her face. But it's a process. I mean, as an artist, we kind of have go-to steps that we take. Things don't always look the way we want them to because they're not familiar. So I'm always working on trying to change things up. So once I dusted away the graphite from the pencil, I went into her features with black acrylic paint and sepia acrylic ink just to get the contrast going. And this is buttermilk acrylic, so just working on her complexion and also the features. So I added water to the canvas so that the sepia would spread evenly. But you'll see that even after I went over the whole surface, I wanted to get a little bit of texture, so I used a sheet of acetate and I let it sit for a half a minute and then manipulated it a little bit. You can just move it around and play with it while it's still wet, and so you get instant texture. And I did the same thing with a smaller piece of acetate that I cut down using cream acrylic. And what I was trying to do here is not use a paintbrush. So following that technique, I used another sheet of acetate to apply crimson, which is a great color. It's almost like a brick. And I added the color to the sides, left and right, but really strong on the left. And you can see by the inset that I went over it with the sepia, but some of it survived. And that's what I love about layers. And so this is a brown acrylic, and I'm using a mini brayer. I love this little thing. So you can see all the techniques that I'm using. I'm using the acetate sheets. I'm using the brayer. You'll see that I use a foam roller. And so, but I do use brushes like right here with the sepia, just adding it to her eyes and her lips. And then I go into the whole piece where there seems to be like the gaps, and I wanted to fill it in and start adding the depth. And so I went over a lot of the areas. Eventually I go over that whole area with the crimson, but like I said, some survived, and some survived right, almost like right where my brush is right here. You can see the crimson. So that's what layers are all about. And I'm just, you know, the sepia ink is kind of translucent, so it's low risk. If I wanted to go over it like right here with the cream, I could. And so I added the cream, but then I went over it with the sepia. And that's what's fun. You go back and forth and you get different colors that kind of peek through. And so here I'm doing her neck and her face, and this is a precision pen that I probably had, I think, for 6 years. And I am so shocked how juicy it is. It's like I just opened it. And so it's called Precision Pen. And I am definitely going to be getting more because I'm not exactly sure if it is water reactive. I don't think it is, but it's true to its name. It's precision. But unlike a micron pen, it really delivers. I am not a fan of micron pens. I feel like the felt tip craps out too easily. And so precision pen to the rescue. I haven't used it in so many years. I forgot that I had it. So here, as I'm yapping, I'm adding some more of the sepia to her features and her hair, and I start going over the crimson right here to complete the bob. And I will be working on some new hairstyles. So here I am diluting the buttermilk cream acrylic and using a mini foam roller to brighten up below and at the top. And then after I'm done rolling the top above her head, I went into it with a palette knife. And I wanted to get good coverage. And then I tinted it with the sepia acrylic ink. And so that was that. And now I'm going over the whole surface with clear gesso, which creates a very gritty texture, which is ideal for chalk pastels. So here with a chalk pastel stick in kind of like a gold, I am drawing some earrings, dangling earrings. And I think that really added something cool to the piece. It kind of made her a little retro. And she's very earthy, you know, it's all brown. And she just has like this lazy look expression on her face. So I added too much chalk here with the lines. So with a damp rag, I was able to just wash it away. And that's really cool about the chalk pastels. And then I redid it. And so I didn't want to go as far as I went the first time, but I had to strike a balance because if I didn't do enough, it didn't look right. So I was happy with what I did. Now I'm using more pastels to contour. So that was Stabilo black all pencil, and I'm using pan pastels in brown and drawing more hair strands with the precision pen. And then I thought that her neck was too wide, too long, so I decided to use the number 2 pencil because I thought the graphite created more of a shadow, and with the blending stump, I think that that was a good choice instead of using color. And then here I'm just doing the suggestion of a top, and I think that her neck looks better now, more balanced. And last step, just adding pops of color with crimson in chalk pastel stick. And we are in the home stretch, and she is done. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you have any questions about my process or materials, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. And if you're new to my channel and you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you will because I upload regularly. Until the next video, take care. I'll see you soon.